here we go. All right, and this is the first ever Texas Smash podcast. Got my boy Joey here. What's up, Joey?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, going good, man. Going good. We're gonna have Beastly joining us in a bit. Basically, I just wanted to start this podcast as like a chill podcast that people can listen to while they're playing Smash, or that Smashers can listen to while driving, working, anything, and in general just keep the conversation going about the scene and everything. I even know a few people outside of the scene that would appreciate stuff like this. So yeah, just a chill thing to keep things going, and in the future, if there's ever any drama that needs to be settled like adults, maybe this could be the place for it. But yeah, in general, today we'll mainly be like talking about each three cities, Houston, DFW, Austin, ranking the players, talking about recent results, shouting out up-and-comers, and all sorts of other things, like talking about Super Smash Con results. And also, I did want to do a bit of like talking about each scene's weeklies so that people know what to go to whenever they travel. So yeah. Okay. So to start us off, I guess I'll get things going with breaking down Houston into tiers. So just completely biased, trying to rank these players by their power level. So we'll be doing this with each city and trying to go as deep as like 20-ish. And so I'm sure you can agree, Joey, that Trella is that one player that's like in a tier of his own.
And Houston, for sure. I mean, there's not another person that's pushing him at the events there. No.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, of course, when we stretch it out to Texas, we have May, Austin, and I would say even Mega Fox. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting conversation, because I mean, it's so hard to really like be able to say definitively who's the best. But if you put them in tiers, there's definitely a cream of the crop, and those four are pretty close to it. I think, for me, Austin, traveling outside of his city, is where he's weakest out of the four people that were named, and that's probably whereas the other three don't have weak events when they leave their scenes. So I would even, but it's a very contentious conversation that I don't think anyone is interested in having, and at least there's no way to like really say that there's a definitive winner.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's the kind of thing that like the Texas PR can try to do, but it's just so hard. Like, one thing I wanted to shoot like the Texas PR's way as a suggestion. I think they should either break into 4-month seasons or even 6-month seasons, because of like how little interaction there is,
I don't know. It's an interesting thing to say. Problem is that the further outside of 3 months that you go to 4, 5, 6 months, the less relevant the first results become. So like, we have a comprehensive Texas bracket, using bracket.com with 2 A's, and on there it broke up into seasons, and it also has an all-time, I think, that needs to be updated right now, last I checked. But that one will use math and eventually, show you how consistent players are, and maybe at the end of the year do something where it's like, okay, these are the top 10 most consistent high-level players of Texas. But I don't think we could do, if we're gonna make changes to like how the PR is done, we probably wouldn't change the time frame. We would probably change, having all of us on one list to something like a couple people from each city being on a list. So like, top 3 Austin, top 3 Dallas, top 3 Houston, something like that is probably the way to go with that. Where we showcase each city and their best players. But I don't know. I don't think time frame is the way to go with that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
But who knows?
Yeah, it's
People
just
are fickle.
yeah. I mean, I was just thinking that because, and I especially think 4 months, like once a new year hits, would be a good idea because, like sometimes there'll be a month or two without regionals, and so just that extra month I think would add. But I'm just a guy talking about it.
I think if there were legacy tournaments and enough in each quarter, something like that would probably be like pretty reasonable sell. Like because like sometimes the legacy tournaments aren't in the same month or in the same time frame as they normally are. So if they're an annual thing, I think LTC is one of probably the most consistent. So like you could plan for LTC every year and know that that's the major of that quarter. But like with other tournaments in Texas, as far as like regionals and majors, like there's not like any plan around. So it's like, I don't know, that's a hit or miss thing. You're gambling still because you're depending on people to schedule their events, within certain time frames, expecting it to kind of like be more evenly dispersed between each third versus each quarter. I don't know. I feel like there's no right answer with that. Right now, it seems like it's going fine. This most recent one, I don't know. I didn't hear any complaints.
Yeah. I mean, just namely like Razor not being on it, but it's one of those things that there's no right way.
King K being on it. Hey, I love King K. That's one of my boys. I side bet with him at all of my events, and I think he's a cool dude. But it's interesting that Dallas is so strong that they felt like King K and what he does in Oklahoma as well was a greater, accolade or accomplishment than what Ultimate Raider has done in his own city. And I mean, not to take anything away from King K and not to like give anything unduly to Ultimate Razor, in his city, he's not undisputed number one. Trella technically would be that if he competed, and even amongst the people that compete, it's Ultimate Razor plus 3 other people that are all around that same bracket level. So like, and I think King K is the same with like Grayson and some of the not top 5 of Dallas, where they're all that same bracket. So I think there's like, I bet when they were doing it 7 through 10, I bet they had like 15 people they could have chucked.
Yeah. And I was kind of thinking maybe Razor didn't meet the regional requirement. Like I thought that was why he wasn't on.
Maybe, yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
I definitely think in terms of like PR, my involvement with PRs in the past, I have my own history with them. But like that aside, I think that the best thing for Texas is just to focus on making sure their city PRs are accurate. And then at that point, it's all relative. So when you go to a city, who to look out for, and then it's relative. Your matchups you might do as a snake. You're not coming to Austin and placing top 8. You're probably gonna get freed up. I love you, Kreps. You're probably gonna get freed up. We got 7 snakes here, bro. Everyone's got the snake up matchup. But like, and if you did it, it would be like a testament to your skill. And that you could do well in a city with a bunch of snakes, but like it's always going to be relative. As long as you know who's to look out for in those city that you go to, I think that's the most important information. If somebody's looking at Texas for like who to look out for when they come to Texas, well, what part of Texas are they going to stay in? That half that list might not even be relevant. So it's like it's definitely not the end all be all. And city PR I think is way more important because it's just more accurate for like where you're going to be because Texas is so spread out. Yeah,
and there's way more data, of course, on like a little region rather than the hugest, biggest state, freaking square feet wise. Jeez.
Yeah, and not only that, but like player wise, we're for sure 100% a top 10 state of Smash in terms of like not strict numbers. I want to say we're 4th or 3rd or something like that. Last I checked everybody's brackets. So like, why would you leave other? Why aren't we doing a 20-man PR? Fuck all that. Like just keep it with the city ones, make those most important, and then like compile them into like one list, I guess, if you want. But we're a massive state and so spread apart. Like the drive, that NDVA experience we experience for our for some of our weeklies in the region. So it's like I don't know. There's a lot of that's such a gray area, and I don't think there's gonna be a right answer, and I don't think it's everybody. It seems like a headache.
Yeah, it definitely is.
City PRs though. City PRs. Ooh, these brackets that everyone has, nice. That's
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they're always interesting to look at, and like all the little results graphics and stuff. They're always neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I broke down Houston's, I would say around top 20-ish players. I broke them all into tiers, and so I got Trella like barely above the rest in a tier, and then the tier right below that, Shadow PR, Deluxe, Razor, Ismon, Avoid, then the tier, yeah, I think like they're just kind of
Avoid in the same bracket as the other four. That's the interesting part, I think.
Yeah, he could arguably be in the one right below. It's just every other player in the one right below it is you'll see. So right below that, it's kind of a gap, and then Jewmuffin, Duo, Tony, Wispy, right there. And it'll be interesting to see like how these, shape and change across the next year or so, or what have you. But so B tier right below Wispy, Tony, Duo, Jew. I got BC, Bonren, Carlos, Elyoshi, Velta, and Point Blank. And Velta especially is that one player. He could definitely be in that tier alongside Duo, Tony, and Wispy. But time will tell. I think he needs a couple more results to get there. And then right below that, we have Not Justin, Radish King, Wormy. Radish King especially, he doesn't attend much, but when he does, he pulls off like some crazy wins, and always does well at SFCs, playing with fires. Will be interesting to see if he attends standoff. In fact, all of these players, literally every player I listed, I could see making that upset, that huge upset, that PGR win, whatever upset. So
you got more faith in your people than I do.
Yeah.
I think in general, I don't give players much credit. So like if the people that you named after a certain point, I was like, all right, well, none of them are winning a weekly, and I'm like, that's fine. There's got to be a B team, but then like the people directly above them, the Jewmuffin tier, those are people that are liable to place ninth or something at a stacked regional. Like that's in my mind an upset, because like if you look at seeding and the way bracket works, as you get like let's say a regional bracket, top 8 is pretty much gonna only face people that they're seeded higher than all the way until like top 8, and so then you have your whole like all the other cities B teams in that next like 20 spots, and in any of those 20 spots there's 3 paths. There's one path where you go against 2 people that you're seated greater than. There's another path where you go against 2 people that are seated, hella above you, or at least somewhat above you. And then there's another path where you play one underseeded, one overseeded, from what you are. So like, an upset in my mind would, they're at a regional level, the people that you listed below Avoid are people that could make the 1 upset but couldn't make the 2 upset. And so like already like for Austin, I think it's probably even maybe slightly less. I think it's about a similar amount of people in that top ranking. But like after a certain point, I start discounting people a lot. So you're a lot more kind than I am, or at least optimist, or have more faith in your people, I guess. I definitely don't have faith. It's like to continue, I guess, to pull off upsets.
Yeah.
In Texas, like there's 25 people that are like clear cut above the rest, I think.
Well, I was just thinking that because, like, namely, Beastly beating Fatality, I would see Beastly as being around, like, BC, Bonrun, Carlos level, So, well, actually, that reminds me. Let me bump Carlos down a bit. Sorry, Carlos.
Hey man, it happens like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. He decided to become a Joker main, and then the rest is history. The Joker main that doesn't play Joker. Oh man. But yeah, I feel pretty confident about these tiers. I mean, ultimate results in general are so sporadic right now, you know? Like, there's so little consistency, even 8 months in, it's crazy. So many upsets at nationals and stuff, but I mean, not Justin, for example, is a prime example. He'll pop off and, you know, go and beat Hockey and beat he beat Shadow PR at a recent SFC. But then, you know, I saw him, you know, underperform at Evo, and it's just.
I guess for me, I look at the list and I'm like, I from what I hear from top players, and I just adopt their mindset because they seem to have a specific opinion on this, that I'm like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Where they're like, everybody's bad. Everybody is bad. Like on a national scale, everyone's bad. Like it starts becoming 1, 2, 3 players that are like decent, and then, you know, are good, and then like a handful of players that are decent after that. So like, I don't know. Whenever I think if I'm next, like, and gonna make a list of tiers for Austin, it's gonna be shallow, because I'm looking at it as like not just like within their own city or at a regional. I'm thinking like just in general, like if they were put on a national scale, like there's just so little. So I guess, would you rather I water it down, like to where it's more like reflective of a regional level?
Yeah.
Are we just specifically looking at Texas and like pretending that the outside world doesn't exist?
I mean, we're just gonna list these players as much as we can, like, as far as how they do in their own region. And yeah, I do agree that, like, I mean, it's just hard. I have a different viewpoint where, like, BC, for example, especially in Smash 4, he's that guy that got multiple PGR wins, with Scat and, let's see, I'm trying to remember. There's at least 1 or 2 that I'm forgetting. So, I mean...
Best Nest at CGC return?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
Best Nest, yeah.
See, I look at your list, and I'm like, yeah, BC Bonren, and then I'm like, Elyoshi don't travel, Elyoshi don't go to anything, Elyoshi, I'm last on this list. I'm like, nah, I don't know. I love Elyoshi, but like, you know, he's not a real active person. And then after that, it just starts really dropping off. Like Wormy, I'm surprised that he's in C, to be honest. Like, he was competing with J-Boss, iFox, and Denti at Enemy Matsuri, and if I remember correctly, he ended up taking a set, I want to say, off of Denti. And so, like, I definitely know he's capable. It just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like you could have stopped it after Bonren, and that been saying enough. But I get what you're trying to say. You're trying to put shine on people that could potentially do something, anything, which is like a PGR win, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm giving too much respect to, like, some of the players, like Legacy, I guess. But I mean, I didn't list like Wintertime and this guy, for example. But yeah, I mean, that's my jab at a list. Cool. So we could go on ahead and move on to Austin, and you can label the letters whatever you want. I'd like to do a Texas one at the end. So let's see, I'll be typing it out. So do you want an S tier with...
Yeah. So the S tier would obviously be Hockey. Undisputed, they're cut above everybody else. It's not close. And like, even when Hockey travels and gets upsetted, I'm like, why are y'all popping off? Like, come on now. Half the time, he's either doesn't care and he's going to secondaries, and then it's like, oh, well, win's a win. Like, yeah, sure, win's a win. Take it, man. I'm not going to take it away from you. But don't expect me to, like, you know, care. Like, it's Hockey. Hockey can beat you with, you know, one of 15 characters. Like, you know, impress me. So and like that's obviously on Texas level too. Like, he got second going to live in DFW for a while. If he came to Houston, he'd be first or second there too. I believe it fully. And I say that with any region even. And like he could go to Laredo, San Antonio, any of the regions. He'd go and he'd be first, second. You know, I don't know a scene that maybe Houston he'd be third because the top of the mountain is 5 people, like 4 to 5 people up there. Versus Dallas, there's 2 people at the top of the mountain. Like there's Austin and there's Lima. Like
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, he could go. So like that's obviously why he's there. And then you have the people that could potentially take a tournament from hockey, and that's gonna be Sassy, that's gonna be Minus, that's gonna be Favorite.
Who does Minus play?
Minus is he's Greninja Toon Link mostly. He also plays a little bit of Palu if I remember correctly. He's a UT player. Only comes to our Wednesday weekly mostly. Put Waltz in that same tier. Waltz is obviously in the same tier. And then with those 4 players right there, I guess I have mixed feelings about saying anything about like maybe Tenny or Crump. I think if I'm being honest with myself, I'd probably put them right below on the next list. Yeah, Tenny, Crump, and then probably Tenny, Crump, and that'd probably be that's here. And so like the way it would work is Hockey's clear cut above everyone else. He sandbags the shit out of everyone. Sassy, Minus, Favorite, Waltz could all potentially take a tournament from him. Tenny, Crump have been playing too long against him and haven't spiced up yet, and they're not gonna probably win against Hockey much. And if they do, it'd be one time in a blue moon. And then Tenny, Crump probably lose to Minus, Favorite, Waltz. Sassy could potentially drop down to A, like with Tenny and Crump, but on a regional level and a national level, like he's not. I think at a regional level he hasn't like done poorly, and Crump hasn't really done poorly either. Tenny and Crump could all be in that A+ tier too. It's just when I think about weeklies, Favorite can be Favorite probably drops down into the Tenny Crump, but like in terms of like skill level, but he goes even with Sassy Minus, loses the Hockey, and has beaten and is positive on Waltz. So like the people that can potentially take tournaments, he's right there with them. Like on any given day, Waltz, Minus, Favorite, they each beat each other because they're all the UT players. Like on any given day, one of them will just have a good day, but like it's not consistent. So and then Tenny, Crump in the next tier, and then these are all the people that will win the Monday Cityscape Weekly or the Wednesday TGLA. And that's it. Like everybody else that makes it and wins a tournament beyond these players right here, it's either a weekly that no one goes to or a fluke. Like to be honest. And by fluke, I just mean it's a statistical anomaly where out of a total number of sets, it's 1 to like 5, 1 to 4. You know, these records that are outstandingly in either Hockey's favor. You know, mostly it's just Hockey shutting everybody out.
Yeah, it'd be an outlier. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would just these are good players of Austin right here, but that's at a national level. At a national level, I could expect Tenny and Crump could potentially take a PGR person, and everybody above Tenny and Crump can take a PGR win, and Hockey would definitely could make a top. You know, he'll make it out of 2 rounds of pools probably or something like that. He could maybe even get into a top 32, maybe. It depends on a stacked national or something like that. So like this is where I would stop my list. But if we drill down into like a Texas level of who can cause PR wins on other people's scenes, then in that next tier you had Marshy, the ice climber, you had Murr in there, you had Zurchman, you had Daze.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, who does Zurchman play?
Youngling.
Huh. I see. Yeah, what's up, Beasley?
Hi. He's a Matt. Hey, what's up, Beasley? He's a super campy. It's spelled with, instead of E's, it's all 3s.
Gross.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Memers.
Yeah.
And
you have
let me check. It was
Marshy,
Zergman. I saw. No, it was I had the RFE results. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Zergman. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then in the same tier as them, you have today's. And today's the Ridley player. And then Elwolf, before he left us, would have been either in that tier or the tier above that. Elwolf is pretty solid. Elwolf is probably in the Tenny Crump tier.
Yeah, I'll be biased.
If he had been able to stay here long enough, he for sure was in that tier with them. He probably had the most set wins on hockey, even though hockey was playing secondaries most of the time. He was still able to do it. So Elwolf would probably be in that tier, and then Lloyd had like a brief spark. He would probably be in the same tier as today's Surge, Merge, Marshy.
You said Lloyd?
Yeah, Lloyd, the Mexican cloud player that came. He's also moved, so you won't see him on the PR because he won't make it, but he was definitely in there as well. Trying to think if there's anybody that doesn't attend a lot that skill-wise I would put up there. I think Muffin doesn't come, but I bet if he attended, he would pop right back up there into the Tenny Crump tier.
Then Icewater Rick would probably be in C, right? The one right below.
No. I think after this, there's no point in continuing.
Okay.
Yeah. I would maybe put like, there's like some hopefuls. Like Pixel Sugar is probably like, he's on the cusp. I think if she showed consistency throughout this season, like she'll probably make PR. Thunder Monkey is kind of that cusp. Drago's probably that cusp. You know, people like that. But like, I don't see a point in going further in the tier list.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Then yeah, what's up, Beasley?
What's up?
Hey, man. So yeah, we could go on ahead and, if you're ready, we could make a DFW, tier list of players, and then I expect you're gonna be like savage as hell, like.
I'm super nice. What do you mean?
Yeah, right.
I'm a sweetheart.
Jeez. But the other day with Shockwave results, freaking didn't beat anybody. Dead. This bad lad.
It be like that. People look at placings like they matter, but who would you beat to get there?
Didn't beat anyone. I'm deceased. So yeah,
I didn't. That was all of it.
Oh yeah. Is a HMO?
Nah, it was just Bomb Happy. He was like our DK that never comes to events, and then yeah, he beat Eclipse in like round 1, so my back got much easier. And PTDK is like a 7th-day matchup, so yeah, pretty bad.
Damn, rip. Yeah, I can just imagine DK always getting easily gimped.
He just can't play the game.
Yeah, rip, dude. Freaking rip. Well, alright, so in a tier in his, either by himself or maybe with Lima, Austin would be up there, right? And then
there's good people in the top player tiers. It's Grayson, Lima, and Austin. Not that order. It's probably Lima, Austin, Grayson.
Yeah, that's. I think I'm on the same page as that. Lima, Austin, Grayson in that order. If I had to order them,
they're top 3. They're consistent. They're best players, and they trace things with each other.
Yeah. Okay. I'm about it. So I went in alphabetical order for them. All right. And then
the best right now is Lima, but yeah. Besides that, they're close.
So who are like the group of players right below that?
We have Cheeks, who's the most inconsistent player of all time. So he'll beat Austin and all of them, and then lose to like random Mac 25.
And you can't come win in Austin weekly. For shame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For shame.
Losing to randoms like Austin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Free as hell. Cheeks, you have an A plus. Oh, DFW free.
Uh, there's the rest of our PR like Zillion, King K, N is very good. Orex when he attends. Oh, sorry, Denti. Got Denti. He's way up there. I'll make sure I didn't forget anyone.
So
Got
all in
Curry
the
up
same
there.
group, or would you have any of these
Army.
players below?
I think all.
I'm
Denti
surprised you don't
Cheeks
have
are like
Army
a
and
little
S or an A plus.
Army hasn't been in anything in a while, so that's why I forgot.
Oh. Okay.
Army and Curry are like the inactive good players that exist. Curry especially is that. Where Curry was the highest person, DPW person at Low Tier City, but he hasn't attended anything since.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they attended, Army would be maybe in the top player, like top tier if he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
active.
Man, they really do need to patch Olimar though. His shield is so like that's unfortunate, man.
So funny though.
Funny, like Louis Money just getting a free back air. That was on DeBuzz, right? Like
It was on Shuton.
Shuton, poor Shuton, man.
That was to make top 8, that back end. So funny.
Yeah. Damn. So a several $100 back air.
Basically.
Jeez. So who are some of the players right below Denti and all of them? Would that be like Orex?
I put Orex in the tier with Denti and all. Okay, I had Army, Denti, Cheeks, and like tier between Lehman, Austin Grayson, and the rest. So you have the top tier, you have Denti, Cheeks, Army.
Okay.
And the other tier is the other PR players like the Zillion and King
The
K.
HMO gang.
Basically HML.
Pretty much put the whole HMO gang in A tier.
HML is kind of nasty.
Kind of nasty right now. They're half the people you listed in that tier below Denti Cheeks Army is HMO. Like,
Denti's
not
also
most of them.
Mm-hmm.
T is also HML, and then Grayson is also HML.
Yeah.
Damn.
HMO kind of nasty.
And HMO is like mostly new gens, right?
Not really. A lot of them.
Last Smash 4, yeah.
Hmm.
But,
Well-
but like Zillion was much worse in Smash 4 than he is now. Like he's much better.
Yes. And N too. Like, N played for you the whole time.
I
Never
never
really did much.
He wasn't.
Nah,
he was
bro.
like-
He wasn't as good as he is now. Like, he
yeah,
actually... Yeah.
Yeah, he was like number 10 on our last Smash 4 video, which is like, it's alright.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so are there any players you'd want to shout out that would be like right below Orex, King K, and N?
So Kosoku, who's also another inconsistent player. Lightning Cam.
Oh yeah, Lightning Cam beat Ven at Evo.
Yes, he did do that. Which is, he's like the first Texas player to beat Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Van slapped everybody at Prime Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Cam just timed him out.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cam.
I was there.
And then Burr.
Burr
Right
right.
with him. Burr's like, he beat like Fatality when he was here without that freaks, so no one remembered that. But Burr's good.
Wait, where did
Yeah,
Shadow
Burr's pretty
PR beat
solid.
Ven?
Genesis.
Or yeah, there we go, Genesis.
I forgot about
Genesis.
Genesis. Genesis is like month 1, so it's hard to remember.
Okay. Yeah, Genesis.
Me, because I'm sick.
Yeah, let's go Beastly. That Fatality win getting you right up here.
Hey. Very true.
Bro, didn't you lose to Marshy? Get out of here.
I beat Marshy. I 2-0'd him. Get out of here.
Poor Marshy.
I beat
That must have been a
Hockey
different HMO person.
too. Oh, Genesis lost to Marshy.
Oh, that's who it was, yeah.
This is not even PR. He's sick too.
Yeah.
Alright.
Balance also on the mat come up.
Yeah, balance. That Wii Fit trainer's no joke. Like, that's really the problem, is that Wii Fit trainer is fucking kind of ugly right now.
Yeah. And he got top 8 last rock race one too.
Damn.
So
Crazy.
Where do you have Jama?
like right below the like.
Yeah.
I have Jama's like inconsistent, but like his peak isn't crazy or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
That
I
looks
see.
that looks right.
Yeah.
See, after B, there's no point.
Yeah, just like you could put like Mikasoku could do well, but it's like I'm inactive and he's a consistent, so
Hmm.
no point.
Yeah, and there would probably be like 5 to 10 players to list alongside Jama, I figure. So.
Maybe like Drama, Teaser, Desley. Uh,
See, now you're scraping.
oh, I forgot
Bottom of the
Eclipse.
barrel.
I forgot Eclipse. Eclipse with me and Kazoku.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Eclipse is like his good tournaments are crazy, but he'll lose like round ones randomly too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, after that B tier right there, like it starts becoming like a very big wash of people. Like the people in that B tier are like very regular on top eights, but after that, it's like do they get a good bracket?
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the people below, like Kazoku and I, always make top 8, but we don't do anything
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I see. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to expand this and start looking at Texas as a whole. So, so we can start at the top and work our way down. So Texas in one tier at the very top.
Mega Fox.
Yeah, Mega Fox. He's now like up there.
May, Joker.
Yep. You got Joker, nah, bro. Okay, it's Meme, Trella, Lima,
I put
Mega
Joker at the bottom
Fox.
of the top tier.
Meme,
Joker.
Trilla.
Joker kind of went off a little too city.
He did, but like he was also at Frostbite when that tournament, and he did okay, but like didn't do anything there. So
I
like,
kind of like I gave him a pass because it was like month 2. I give people passes.
Okay, that's fair.
After month 2.
Hey, he's gonna be at Switch Fest and he's gonna be at Big House. So like this is next quarter right here that's coming up. It's about.
Are they
to be,
both
like,
going? Are they
yes.
both? Okay. Dope.
Yeah. Flights are already booked and everything.
Nice.
But if you have Joker up there, I mean, you have Hockey Austin right there with him because there's no way that like Joker is better than Hockey or Austin or Shadow PR. I think they're all they start getting really comparable at that point.
The only thing about Hockey is he won't leave Texas. Only thing, but like.
Oh yeah, he's a bump. Nah. So same with Trella though for the same thing. Like Mega Fox has only recently started traveling, but Trella's a fraud. I'll say it.
Trella won't leave Houston. But
he's our god, but man, fuck that dude. I love him, and I know he deals with stuff. So like I wouldn't want to like hopefully he doesn't feel like his emotional well-being needs to be sacrificed for my happiness. But he's our god that just went into hiding at some point. He shunned us, and then
I think
we're
right now
left with all these humans.
He's figuring out his character right now, so he doesn't want to travel without that.
Dude, if he goes out of state with Hero, oh man, I want to be there. I want to be wherever that is.
And it's gonna start getting crazy because Trella's entering standoff, so that's that'll be the gauge.
That's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yep. So this is like kind of of course hella biased, but I'm thinking right now we'll have May Mega Fox up in S, and then at A plus below that's where we would have Joker, Lima, Austin, Grayson in the same tier or like a bit below them.
I put Ismon in there before Grayson.
Okay.
Yeah, and then look, Austin is the fucking lord of DFW, but that man cannot travel. And
look
at this list right here. Look at this list right here. There's one person that doesn't belong because they can't travel outside the city, and
Austin to go to Evo, so I'm giving him that. He's just fine there.
Yeah, it's just like for me, I'm just like, man, that's like I think Austin would be like the best like hero of Texas if he could be able to travel. And I know he has like things that like prohibit him from working or being able to like perform optimally, but I think like. And it's only reasonable if you like are fully committed to Smash, where you could go like several days before a tournament in advance and try and get regular somewhere, and mitigate some of that travel induced anxiety and
fatigue,
disruption of the things like that. Like there's so like if he was like a dedicated Smash competitor, there's more you could do. And but like if I'm ranking people, I don't. It doesn't play. Can't play into that. Like it matters about like consistency and skill. Like
Well,
you
just
can't
knowing,
factor that in.
just knowing Austin, he doesn't want to be that person that travels. He wants to stay local. So
Yeah, exactly. And like hockey's that way too. And it's just
yeah,
like for them too. It's like I don't want to give them passes for like being greater than they are without being able to prove it. It's like
that's fair.
you got a bunch of people that have obviously gone out and proved things. So
Yeah.
see, for me, I can't see Austin in that. Like well, I can't see. I don't see the separation in the S and the A plus, but then I also don't see Austin being above Ismon in hockey.
I think
If,
Ismon is
if
like,
they're in tier wise, like they're in the same tier.
I mean, Ismon had probably the best luxury city out of without
Yeah.
people last year.
Oh, I mean, who did he beat there besides Dakpo?
He beat me. I'm sick. He had an easy bracket at times. Like he had 10 each me, and he had like 17th off that. But he also won like Game 5 with Sword. He's gonna travel more. He's done well before. Like it was, I want to say it was Prime Saga we beat Bestness. I think it was Prime Saga. So yeah,
I can't remember. Was
I think Ismon is low key our best player, but
yeah in Houston?
not in general. I think he could low key be our best player eventually.
Oh, eventually, yeah. Eventually, maybe, yeah. There's some. I don't know. If because right now I'm pushing Mehmet to travel more, and Megafox seems to be traveling more. If Ismon doesn't get out there, like they're gonna leave him behind. Like, because Mehmet and Megafox, those guys will make waves. Ismon could make waves. I just don't see him. He's not traveling right now enough, and it's because he's young. He's a baby.
Yeah, he's like 17, I think. So
If somebody decided that they wanted to like invest in him, like and push and get him to where he needs to be, he could probably put up some similar results.
yeah.
I guess at that point we should mention Shadow PR too, because he does travel the most, I think.
Oh yeah, Shadow PR is definitely in that hockey Ismon Austin's here. Like that, like I think the number ones and number twos of most cities are all very comparable though. Yeah, like most cities have a number one and number two, and if you took everybody's cities number one and two, you'd make the Texas PR plus the contenders.
Would we put Grayson alongside Austin Hockey Shadow PR?
Grayson's like a new person into like being really good. So he's like the newest one to be in the top tier, like being near the top tier. He didn't do great at SmashCon, sadly. He had a bad back for him.
Yeah.
He ran into Mario and loses. It was all over.
Oh damn, rip. Let's see. I'll put him right there, right below them then.
Probably.
Like if he's below them, then he's by himself. He's like a gatekeeper, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if over time, if he continues to put up the same results, then yeah, he's probably in the same tier as them.
Well,
but like
I would have just probably only Razor with Grayson then, because I mean Razor did beat Grayson at the.
And he beat Hockey at Arfie.
Yeah, and Hockey. So.
Well, I think Razor he also doesn't travel. So.
Yeah, and he's another player that doesn't travel.
Yeah.
I see, like, yeah, when you start getting to these Texas lists, it's like, well, you don't travel, like, you're untested. It's like that, and that, like, it should be considered, like, if you're untested, it's like, well, yeah, you have a lot of potential. You could potentially be good on a national level. But there are very, like, obvious good people at a national level also, already. So it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, Deluxe hasn't traveled. Bowser's good in this game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if at standoff and like at Smash Point he beat M2 it was and
Pandarian.
Yeah.
And Pandarian. So like Deluxe is definitely in that B plus. He's untested though. He could probably be even higher than that. He could potentially be top 5 in our state and we not know it because he hasn't traveled.
Yeah. Yeah. Hella agreed. Yeah, especially with how crazy Bowser is. Bowser is, at least for now, just he's like Leon is starting to show people that Bowser has the sauce, but outside of that, these other Bowsers like Deluxe just gotta travel and start getting them wins that we know they can get.
Pretty much. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11, 12. That's 12 players right there. That's looks. See, after that, I'm trying to think. Zale. Zale's
Yeah.
probably untested. He has national results. Like he has national results that would probably put him in that A tier. But regionally, like he would probably be in B plus. Like, but he's not worse than the people that are current. Because Zale, I mean, Zale's been a heavy hitter the whole time of Smash 4 in a region that was dead. And then as soon as he came out of that region, he made Texas PR.
Yeah.
It was like, and then since then he's made 2 appearances on it, 2 or 3, and I imagine he'll be on the next one if he travels even one time. Otherwise, RGB.
He was low to the city. It's probably enough to be near that.
Yeah, and he also he was at Lotus City.
He's great.
And then somebody who, like, from RGB be in the tier right below this that would be in the same tier as Zale is J-Boss. J-Boss is also a beast. J-Boss has also been fucking people up. J-Boss also did a BGR win and did that Smash Point. Like, so like, RGB has those 2. Houston has their top 4 plus Trella. DFW has their 2, which in Austin. We have hockey. Laredo has Mehmet Joker, and then that's probably, and then Mega Fox in San Antonio, and that's probably everybody that needs to be mentioned. And the people beyond that can be mentioned, but there's the clear gap, I think, right there.
Yeah, there's definitely, even with a Void, at least for now.
And Blue Striker. I mean, Blue Striker's another person who traveled to CEO, and I think he wants to travel to Big House as well. And he, when he goes places, does at least well. Give him a good bracket, I bet he pops off with somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
And same with Sassy. Sassy also is like that. Cheeks is also like that. Like the people that were in that next tier for Dallas, like there's all of them in there. Yeah, Tenny's another one of those cases. So like, but after B plus, it kind of gets really murky at that point. There's not really like, you could probably have like 10 people in that next list.
Yeah. Well, all right. I just wanted to do a quick scan through. I noticed I didn't really see a graphic for RFE results. So I wanted to just look and shout out for one that Razor won it. Avoid at third.
Rello and Dojo. We completely forgot the West.
Oh yeah,
Texas
Dojo.
ones.
Dojo would probably be alongside Grayson and all of them.
They're both in that B tier. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and they're at the bottom of it. Like Rello is like really consistent at a regional level. You can always expect Rello to make 9th at a regional. Dojo, unproven. In my
he had a pretty good low to the city, but besides that,
and he was also at that invitational and drowned there.
Yeah.
Let's settle this.
Controversial
I think
drown
is in
too.
And I don't think Dojo's in there.
Didn't lose 1 set and drowned.
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Very janky.
But the problem is, I don't think Dojo and Rello are comparable to the people within their tier. I think they're a step below.
I don't know Rello. I think Dojo.
Yeah.
So
that'd be interesting to see both of them and like all those players there, because like if you go to a regional, Rello and Dojo ain't winning a regional with 2 to 3 to 4 of the same players on this list. But like Grayson, put Hockey, Joker, PR, Zale, Boss in there. Grayson could potentially win that. J-Boss, you put Hockey, Ismon, Austin, Megafox. J-Boss could potentially win that. Dojo and Rello, if you put 4 people from anywhere else on this list in there, they're not winning that region. And yeah, so that kind of is why I think there's that separation for me. But shout outs to them because they're from a small ass scene that has no scene at all. So like they have no training partners. They have nobody to test them besides the matchups they already have. They have to use Wi-Fi. It's a struggle for them.
Yeah, definitely. And again,
actually, Army's probably in B plus. When he's active, I bet he's right there again. If not A, but
he's very active. That's all I thought. He's super inactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to rank the inactives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, Beastly in that A plus tier right there.
I'd be an S plus.
S plus tier. You're right. No.
let's go.
It'd be me and Curry.
Damn.
Yeah. But I think
The hidden
it's like-
gods.
We are.
yeah. See, honestly, JoJo and Rello make that list ugly. Sorry, I'm saying it. Because if you're gonna put them there, then you gotta start listing out the next 8 players that are also with them there.
Yeah,
It looked pretty when you left it at B plus. I'm sorry, Rello and
think-
JoJo, you're gonna watch this later.
I think Dojo at least is like in that one tier above, and then C or C plus would be Rello, and then everyone else that we would be obligated to list.
Yeah. Would be a lot of people.
Yeah, that would end up.
I could at least see JoJo maybe being that tier above. It's like that makes sense. But like Rello, unfortunately, doesn't have the characters to do it, and the characters he has, there are people that do better at it than him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even think he owns the Switch. He might, but he plays as a Wi-Fi Lord. Wi-Fi Lords can't succeed.
That's true. Sad.
They could, but like they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
They
Dead.
succeed
I mean,
when they quit Wi-Fi. They go much better.
Yeah, always.
Actually, wouldn't we have wanted to list Denti somewhere around here? Or
Denti, he'd be like right below also. I agree with him being right below.
like around Rello.
I think him and Dojo. I get him and like Dojo.
Yeah, him and Dojo would make sense. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Denti's, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of a time I can remember where he's like done exceptional in a bracket.
He had a horrendous look to City. It was really bad.
Like I can't think of like an exceptional bracket that he's had recently. I don't remember hearing anything about him from Evo. He went to that.
He also two good players at Evo. Also, beating one. Same with Smash Time.
Yeah, so it's like a neutral thing, but like he's a gatekeeper. Like there's some gatekeepers in Texas, and like you could fill up the B tier with a bunch of gatekeepers. Yeah.
Alright, so I think I'll end it with Dojo being by himself right below J-Boss and all of them, and then C plus is Denti, Rello, and like 10 other people.
Basically.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about.
This list definitely reflects the confidence I have in somebody when I side bet on them.
Let's go.
I'm like, yeah, I bet on these people all the time. Yep, I bet on these people. All right, yep, continue down. Yeah, sure, I bet on all these people.
Yeah,
I wouldn't bet on Dojo.
I'm never betting on Cheeks ever.
Oh yeah, nah, Cheeks can't. And honestly, I have a golden rule. I would never bet on hockey. That man has lost me too much money in the past. But like everybody else there, when they go to a national, I'm betting on them, all the way up until top 32 probably. Free as hell. Everybody B plus or higher goes to a national. I bet them all the way to top 32, and then they lose first rounds of top 32. And the further up the tier list they are, the farther they go. Like Meme's gonna go to Switch Fest, and he's gonna top 8. If not top 8, he'll place 9th.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah. Maybe it was always that silent killer in Smash 4. Like, I mean, silent as in, like, for one, he didn't travel much, and two, silent because, like, actually silent. Man only speaks Spanish. So,
yeah. There's definitely a language barrier there, but he's a monster.
Yeah, super good at the game, and super good at Ultimate. Especially with
like if people look at this tier list, there's gonna be a lot of flack for the separation of S to A plus, because like Trella has entered less than 10 events and not lost any of them, and there have been plenty of PR present. Like he is near flawless. Like Lima and Joker, sure, I could see them being in the same tier because Lima has had a rocky start, hasn't had anything really pop off for him. He does pretty good, usually one of the highest Texas players. But Joker does a similar thing when he goes out of the city. But Trella, that's a god. That's like he's playing Ridley and now Hero, and from what I understand, Banjo-Kazooie eventually. Like Meme, Megafox, Trella, that's my top 3 in Texas. Free as hell.
Yeah. I would definitely put Trella in S as well, and I could see him, even being a bit that cut above Meme and Megafox. Like if
If he's
you know
yeah.
he entered more and traveled and everything and went full time with Smash especially. But at least for now, with the lack of data we have, I think it's fair to have him just right alongside Joker and Lima.
I guess he's been good since Brawl. He's not worse in this game. He just plays Ridley. Like he's not a lesser player because he has less results. Like that kind of talent that he has, that's been decades, or a decade, like that. In my mind, he doesn't have to prove it. I know it's eventual. It's inevitable. Like, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely see it as inevitable too. Well, alrighty. So, let's see. Beasley, how familiar are you with like the DFW weeklies and everything?
I'm on the panel, so I have to be pretty familiar with them.
Oh, okay. Cool, because like as an outsider, I definitely don't know that much about DFW weeklies. I just know, let's see. Okay, well, I'm about to list a few. So, like Redline on Mondays, and then Rushdown on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesday there's Cidercade and Shockwave. Of course, mainly Shockwave for the competitive scene.
Cidercade's the money one. Shockwave's the competitive one.
Clout.
Shockwave is the clout one.
Yeah.
No one's gonna care if you get first to Cidercade.
Yeah, true.
Besides your bank account. Your bank account will love it.
I'll just say, yeah. You definitely care if you won Cidercade. Nobody else cares. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see. Thursday is Freaks, right? Is there any other tourney on Thursday or just Freaks?
There's like a Don't Get Toasted, which is like a UTD event, which is like kind of small, but it's there.
Okay.
Like that's what Oryx and Kaze would go every time.
I see. And then help me out with the other days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Are there anything on those days?
Saturday is Super Smash Odyssey, which is a newer event in like Denton.
Right.
That's like, I think Zoe and Eclipse have gone a few times. Lima went like once. So it's like it can grow, but it's like a newer one.
Yeah.
In order though, it's like Shockwave, then Freaks, then Redline, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like Shockwave, a massive gap, and then Redline, and then Freaks.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, because I remember going through the DFW results and going through your bracket ranking and being like, okay, at what point are people making top 8s, and then at what point are they making the next 4 places? And like, if you look at all the weeklies, like, let's say a top 20 in DFW could potentially top 8 a Shockwave. They're usually gonna top 8 it, but a top 40 in DFW can potentially top 8 a Redline. So it's like there's like it's a watering down of it. It's at least you'll have like 3 good ones that are like pretty good. Where like your top 50 are gonna top 8 them.
I mean, every weekly is invaded by HMO, so it'd be
That's fair. Yeah.
Invaded. Dead.
Yeah.
What was that one tourney that's like it has a like afternoon bracket and a night bracket?
It's one of their Arlington ones. I don't know about. I don't know. It's not for PR or anything. So,
Okay. Well, still, I like the general idea of that, like a 6 p.m. and then a 9 p.m. or whatever tourney. Like, just like someone could go and fiend and enter both. What the heck?
That'd be a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely would be, but yo, the double whammy, first in both, easy money.
Or you get first and ninth. Just post on Twitter. I got first.
Yeah.
Damn. And yeah, so Joey, would you mind like giving us a little rundown of the Austin weeklies, like from order of importance, I guess, and down?
Yeah, I got you. So Monday is Cityscape, averages about 70-80 entrants. Next week we'll have Stream again. Shoutouts to Bad News Bear, Van Jones, Brawl Vet. He's supplying that on his own dime, which is awesome of him. And then I run that one. So it runs inside of 4 hours. If out of city comes and I think that they can win a tournament, we offer $5 on bounties on them, which is the reason Cheeks has yet to win a cityscape. Um, and
Yeah,
then so that's yeah, hey man, those non PR people are the only people that can collect on the bounty, and I've had 4 people collect on DFW.
If you did that, in Dallas, Dallas would be so rich.
Y'all should, yeah, hey, bro. See, that's the thing. If there was somebody that offered that kind of incentive, that
Oh my
it'd be
God.
really rewarding for the non-PR people. Just and to prove, yeah, to prove that they can topple out of city PR, and then also to collect their money back. It's basically like,
Yeah.
if you knock out this out of city person, you have a free bracket because I'm gonna give you that 5 back. It's nice and sound.
I was so annoyed because one of the shockers before Literature City was like they did do one of those. It was like knock these out of city people out of bracket and you get a free venue into Literature City.
Yeah.
But they didn't list hockey for that for some reason, and then I beat hockey and they gave me.
Ah.
So
yeah.
upset.
But yeah, so like that's Cityscape on Monday. Tuesday. Oh, and then in list of like attendance, you have the Wednesday weekly, which is TGL Austin, Spider House Ballroom, 7 p.m. That one's gets about 40, 50 entrants. On a low week, it could get down to 35, but like it's usually stacked because it's right next to campus. So UT, which is Mine's favorite, Walt plus their gang are usually there, and they're all top 5, top 6 in Austin in terms of results. So like that one can get stacked. Hockey's always that one. That one has a stream. Texas Gamers Lounge streams. That one also runs Redemption. It also runs doubles. It also runs a random bracket, whether it be randoms, maybe reverse mains, whatever the case may be. And it also has Tekken. Last night we hosted Tekken there. We're starting to cross the Tekken scene over. And like Tekken had like a monthly that hit 80 entrants on Saturday. So like there's a scene here, and we're crossing them over. So there's Tekken weekly there also at the same time, and a Street Fighter 2 Turbo bracket. So like that one's like fucking bang for your buck. And then after that, it kind of gets like those are the main 2. Like if anyone wants to come, they should come Monday and Wednesday. And then the great thing is to stay Monday through Wednesday, because Tuesday is Bells. They have doubles, they have singles. It's good, And then on Sunday, I have a weekly Brass Tap, which starts early at like 12:30. Also has doubles, has the Tekken guys come through with like casual setup. It's at a bar, and then we finish that one relatively early, around 7 usually. It's like as late as it will probably ever go, but so far we've been finishing at 5 every week. And then Thursdays is Lone Star Hideaway. That one has like a dedicated audience, but it's like 12 to 16 players. It never really gets that big. Doubles can happen there if they have enough people for bracket. And then there's like a little small like Resurrected Gaming on a Saturday, which has like store credit as the pot prize. Doesn't count for PR. Is what people decided as a community. But yeah, so like those 4 weeklies, Monday, then Wednesday, then Tuesday, then Sunday, are probably the main ones that people should come to.
Okay, I see. Well, yeah, I mean, sounds good, especially knowing that Tekken has a strong scene up there in Austin. I'll send my boy Sid sometime. He's a Tekken god.
Good luck, man. The number 1 here is undisputed, fucking Ricky. And then after that, there's like 4 or 5 players that are capable of winning it. They'll win the tournament if he's not there. So there's like a good 6 people that are like pretty solid, and then there's some cannon fodder.
I see. So yeah, I mean, one last thing I wanted to do is shout out like any up and comers, especially youngsters, with potential in y'all's scenes. For me, the ones I have at the top of my head are Nico and Ace. Ace recently got 3rd at an SFC. I believe has beaten Duo before. And Nico recently beat Tony and I want to say Bonren. Nico is like currently number 9 on the ELO. So, it'll be interesting to see if he can stay there, of course. But, yeah, Nico, he's 16 years old, and, he's definitely... Both of these players are Smash Ultimate gens. So I was wondering who you guys see potentially rising in the ranks that are Smash Ultimate gens as well.
Want me to go first? Or want to go first, Jowii?
You go ahead, man. I don't have anyone to shout out. No.
Oh, dude.
Wow, I'll sit down. No. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man. Look, hey, I don't reward mediocrity. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen.
I don't have any ultimate gens, I don't think. Deadly's like our only ultimate gen. That's like good.
Or Burr, right? Because he was a melee player.
Well, he's always so good at melee.
Doesn't count. Yeah, he's melee.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense that he would be good ultimate.
Yeah.
You retain your birthright.
I mean, Teaser, he was like okay in Smash 4, but he's like way better now. He's done better. Like he went to Massachusetts for like a day and beat number 4 in New England. He's pretty good.
Teaser.
Yeah, a lot of people like aren't like new people. They're just like they're doing better now. There's no one crazy new.
I see. And I guess if you don't have anyone to shout out, Joey, I mean, the only one that would come to mind...
do. Okay, I got one person. Our 22nd ranked player, shout outs to him. He's on the come up in Austin. ATX Forever Cheeks. Shout outs to the boy. He's been coming. He's trying. I think eventually he might do well, but, best mid-level player we got.
Yeah. Super solid mid-level player.
Oh, wait, and then also shout out to our 28th best player, Duo the Fighter. He's also on the come up too.
Yeah.
That's big things.
Who's your number 10 again?
Oh wait, and our number 10 best player, also shout outs to Balance, ATX Balance. So shout outs to that player. So we got a couple of up and comers, No, I'm kidding. There's, if I think about it, I think I'm most proud of our O2ers. There's a lot of O2ers in this most recent season that have started going 2-2 and 3-2. Off the top of my head, I could think of Thomas 446, Red Menace. Well, they might not have been O2ers, but they're on that cusp of like 2-2er where you start getting these hard brackets where you have to upset people. So it's like Thomas 446, Red Menace.
Is that the Puff that beat Dente?
Thomas 446?
No,
No, she's a Dark Pit main if I remember correctly. The Puff is beat Denti.
Yeah. I looked at
Turd Nugget?
I'll look at it.
Okay, I was about to say I don't think it was one of ours. It might have been. But yeah, so Krebs is another one. Yoshi, he's on the come up. He's been doing pretty good in brackets. Pokaloke was doing pretty good against Burr when they played on this week on Monday. Yeah, it went game 3. I like to shout out a lot of them because they've been winning the redemption brackets, but then also some weeks they're not eligible, and that is different from the first couple seasons. So shout out to all the O2ers that are becoming 2-2ers, 3-2ers, 4-2ers, and beating top 30s, which Smoto's another one. Yeah, those are probably the ones that come straight to mind.
Yeah, especially shout-outs to those guys. It's really hard to stick to the grind, and it can be really demotivating to go 0-2. So anyone that sticks around to the scene, of course, huge shout-outs to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would have more for Dallas, but Dallas was the region of unranked and inactive. So
yeah,
kind of a thing.
Yeah, I see.
Man.
I see.
What time are Shockwave weeklies ending? Are the numbers still at 100?
Yesterday got out 12:30.
120, right? Yeah.
I mean, left we all left I got fifth left 12:50 or so.
That's not bad. Yeah. For over 100, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the bracket's running good now. It's just
yeah, that's what it sounds like. I was just curious if it had changed.
It would go along with dubs or If Emery and East End come with like 12.
Look,
12
man, Dubs is not worth having at your
I
biggest
love
weekly.
Dubs, man. I love Dubs.
Yeah,
Okay.
you and all your little fucking people, y'all all liking the same tweets. Dubs.
It's the best event.
Yeah, nah, man.
I love Dubs.
Redemption bracket's the best event.
No.
It grows your
Yeah.
locals.
Yeah, Redemption, man. Redemption the GOAT.
Redemption bracket is back next week, idiot. Redeem yourself then.
Perfect. I'm coming. No, I'm kidding. I work the Wednesday weekly.
We don't want Austin anyway.
Bro, we all right. You know what? Come next week, bro. Get freed up. I'll put a bounty on your head. You won't make it to ninth.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, you won't make ninth. I'll collude first off, I'll collude your bracket against non-PR only all the way to Grants, and you're not gonna make it there.
Oh my god, I never lost to Austin players. They're confident I lost to. They were 1-1.
Guess we'll
Dead.
find out.
So real quick, I just realized you guys went through y'all's weekly events, and I just want to talk about the Houston ones. So at least for now, the way everything looks is that Playing with Fire every other Friday, biggest bi-weekly, biggest reoccurring tourney, and then SFC every Sunday. It is the biggest reoccurring weekly event. And then after that, the Friday NXL tourney, definitely worth attending as well. And then it kind of gets really hard to like say which is next in like importance or anything. So, you know, I'll just run through like which ones are happening and when. And so, you know, Mondays there's Senpai's singles event, Shadow PR in them, sometimes go to those. On Tuesdays there's Darbly and Godlike at Game of Dreams, Darbly at Darbly, and Wednesdays a round robins event, but every other week it is a singles with a Division 2 Arcadian bracket, massive Arcadian, and by massive I mean a lot of people are banned. It's the top 50. I'm not allowed there. Feels bad.
I'd be allowed there. I should go there.
I like this.
Right?
Yeah, about to zip over.
Dead. Freaking Beastly would be allowed there? Nah.
They wouldn't ban me. I'm not even ranked.
Dude, Joey, you should go and get some free money, man.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man.
You'll go.
I know Houston gets freed up on my piranha plant. They won't mind match me when I go over there.
Damn.
Easy. Houston trash.
Bro, dude, I ask them. I'm like, come on, somebody, please money match me, bro. Never, nobody, no bites ever.
You come to Dallas, all of us are money match you.
Bro, yeah, exactly. I'll watch. Next time I'm up there.
No one's scared of money match you.
And
We'll see.
yeah, last ones I'm gonna be talking about Cuss every Thursday, but namely it's sanctioned, I believe, every other Thursday, alongside and in rotation with Coral Sword. And then there are some unsanctioned tourneys. Every other Saturday, there's a tourney. Damn, I can't remember the name of the venue. But yeah.
But shouts to them.
Shouts to them for sure. The people running it are really cool. It's just Saturdays. You know, I am definitely in that boat of we should like reserve those for regionals and encourage our scene to travel and everything. But yeah, that about does it for Houston. That's what we have at the moment. For anyone looking to travel either from Texas or from outside of Texas, that's what we got going on.
Come to Austin.
Dallas is the best region, so why'd you go to Austin?
Well, first off, Dallas can't be the best region because you have nowhere to eat after your tournaments. Come to Austin. We always have food available. Bro, Steak and Shake is tired. It takes forever to get your food. The shakes aren't that great. Bro, no, get out of here. Come to Austin where we have the clubs, we got the food, we got the best of everything. Bro, yeah,
Side players. Best of everything, side players. You get free money, yeah. Go to Austin, it's free money.
Cidercade.
There you go, exactly. Come to Austin for the free money.
Yeah, that's all you gotta go there for. Come to Dallas, go like 3-2 for like 90 cents.
Dead. And then okay.
Right, well, I gotta actually start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
I gotta dip out.
So last thing I'll be talking about is the two big upcoming events. Standoff in 2 weeks. It is Labor Day weekend. Already about 10 out-of-staters confirmed. And then Kumite in Texas. That was recently announced to have Smash Ultimate, right? Or do you know recently?
I'm not going if it is, but
No one's going to that.
No one's going?
I have nothing against Texas Showdown, but nobody has ever said like they're gonna go there. The only reason people go there is because nobody else is gonna go, and they have a reasonable chance of winning.
Wait.
The next big Dallas event is December 28th, which is Ultimatum. That's
okay.
The second one. That's no event, no like information come out besides date. Like it was dope last time.
And then stay tuned for the next quarter, because I'm going to run an event in Austin, and it'll be Tekken, Melee, Ultimate with a side Unis bracket. So that'll be in the next quarter.
I win Melee.
Bro, get freed up. We have freaking the best Falco in Texas.
I do love Albert.
Yeah.
Albert the God. Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? We have the best Falco? We have Bert.
Lol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so stay tuned for that in the next quarter, probably between September and October.
Cool. Sounds good. And once again, guys, thanks for joining me on this. I plan on doing this podcast once every 2 weeks. I want to have guests from San Antonio and probably RGV next time. But yeah, thank you guys for joining for the first one. Really appreciate it. I'll be putting this on YouTube. Most likely tonight. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So once again, guys, thank you, and I guess we'll call it a night.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Peace.
Talk to you later.
Mm-hmm.